So the anonymous group released a video talking about this document where they talk about staging civil unrest that could prevent pockets of America from voting. They go on to talk about HAARP, which is the well-known weather manipulation, a system that was supposedly shut down recently, but we know is back up and running. And then they go on to something called FireSign, and that is what we want to talk about today. And I'm going to read to you what it says here. It says, and I quote, "For almost 2 decades, the Department of Defense and NASA have coordinated on a black book project under the codename FireSign. FireSign's aim is to create a religious awe effect in enemy populations to create an instantaneous psychological soft kill. The operation uses high-powered lasers to project real-seeming images on the sodium layer 100 kilometers above the surface. These images can cover hundreds or even thousands of square miles and can appear completely real, three-dimensional, and can move. These visual cues are augmented with pulsed ELF electromagnetic emissions that attack the specific areas of the prefrontal cortex that are stimulated during religious experience." So then we go down here and we see this little diagram of this laser Project Bluebeam style apparatus here projecting a flying saucer in the sky. It goes on to state that the FireSign scenario is that of an invading extraterrestrial force of nearly incomprehensible scale. So, it's a lot to take in. It's very frightening if legitimate. And, I mean, at this point, we don't know whether it's real or not. We know that Anonymous has, very much like WikiLeaks, hacked into and released legitimate files in the past. They do have a track record of releasing legitimate documents that they have found that have been covered up. And so we really have to use our common sense. And I mean, when you have a document like this, you really can't say whether it's real or not until you get some more information to corroborate it. We already do have some information that would seem to corroborate the possibility of a faked hologram alien invasion. There is something known as Project Bluebeam, which specifically relates to the using of holograms to create these faked images, whether it's the second coming of Christ or an alien invasion. The allegations of Project Bluebeam were first presented in 1994 by a Canadian journalist by the name of Serge Monast, who actually even talked about it when he published a book entitled Project Bluebeam. Now, what many people don't know is that Mr. Monast, as well as another unnamed journalist, both died of heart attacks in 1996, with many believing that they were assassinated. And that furthermore, there were reports of the Canadian government having kidnapped Monast's daughter in an effort to dissuade him from investigating Project Bluebeam further.